All right, in the meantime, you decide LA. What do you think of endorsements at home? Do they make you or help you make up your mind? John McCain's getting a major endorsement this morning from Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, officially an independent. Do endorsements matter, and if so, how much? Bob Beckel's back with us, Democratic strategist and syndicated radio host and Fox political analyst Tammy Bruce with us again. Good morning to both of you. Feels like a Monday with Beckel and Bruce on the air today. Okay, so take McCain's deal first, Bob. Is that a big deal for him?
It is a big deal. I'll tell you, first of all, I'd like to say that this is the price you pay for MoveOn.org, us Democrats pay for MoveOn.org, and others that drove Joe Lieberman out of the party, number one. Number two...
Whoa. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is that they campaigned against him actively and raised money against him, and he was beaten in the Democratic primary.
And now they're paying the price for not getting behind him a year or 2 years ago.
And all I can say is, you know, a pox on their house. I mean, look, Joe Lieberman's going to matter. He's the best-known independent, particularly in New England, and it's going to matter because independents in New Hampshire are the ones who decide whether this election. Independents can vote in the New Hampshire primary either for the Democrats or the Republicans. If they go into the Republican primary, which they did in 2000, which helped McCain win then, Joe Lieberman will help do that. And so, as I say, it's there's a price you pay.
All right. What about that, Tammy? A price you pay?
Well, I think it's Bob's absolutely right, but it's more of a reflection of where authentic Democrats, where the Kennedy version of Democrats, or the Shriver version, people like myself, like Joe Lieberman, the fact is that it's not just MoveOn.org now, it really is the entire party. And Lieberman really still identifies as a Democrat for the most part, but what this endorsement does more than anything is it tells Democrats who don't like what they see on the Democratic front that it's okay to vote Republican. I'm not quite sure if you're a Democrat like me and you've already decided you're going to vote Republican, you already know who you like. But for those who might not quite know where to go, this is helpful to them. But more than anything else, it also tells you in November of next year that Lieberman and independent or moderate Democrats like himself, he's essentially giving them permission to vote for the Republican.
I think it's a very interesting development there. The Des Moines Register, by the way, endorses Clinton and McCain. The newspaper out of Boston endorses Obama and McCain. There are so many endorsements flying back and forth right now. I'm just curious to see what gets lost in the shuffle and what does not, Bob. In your experience, what matters in Iowa and what matters in New Hampshire?
Well, first, let me say to Tammy, that was a good leap of faith there about Democrats going to vote for Republicans. I think it'll be many of you. But in Iowa...
Lieberman is the example of it. It's a perfect example.
We'll see. But the Des Moines Register endorsed John Edwards the last time around to help move him up. It matters some, but for Clinton, I think it's going to be marginal because, look, the Des Moines Register does not impact as much in the rural areas of that state, and that's where this election is going to be decided in the caucuses. It is very much determined what's going to happen in Des Moines and in the Quad Cities, but it's the rural areas that really matter, and there the Des Moines Register doesn't have as much SWAT.
Tammy?
Well, also, though, we have to keep in mind this is an election where the establishment and what the establishment thinks is being rejected by Americans. This is very different. You have a 22% approval rating for Congress. Americans aren't looking for what the establishment media thinks about the establishment candidates. So I think it may matter much less than it used to. And the Iowa caucuses are difficult anyway. They're not like a normal primary because of the process that they go through.
You know who got hurt on this, though, Tammy? You know who got hurt on this is Romney. Romney got nothing out of these endorsements, obviously, and I think that's probably going to hurt him a good deal.
But I think that, again, if you're looking at people who are voting against the establishment, I think they're going to take these kinds of newspaper endorsements a little less seriously.
You can't get more establishment.
No, I'm saying the voters. Voters who are against the establishment, if they're looking at what newspapers are going to, I think we care less simply about what newspaper thinks. You can ask Barack Winfrey what he thinks about establishment endorsements. Somebody who hasn't endorsed anybody before, that might be what matters.
It took us 3 minutes, but we got the best line.
Did you work on that line for the last 24 hours? I mean, that was really good.
I don't think I'm the only one who's thought of it. It's kind of a no-brainer there. But these are the kinds of things we're dealing with this campaign. And I don't know about newspapers so much.
Thank you, Tammy.
2.5
Thank you, Bob. Good to have you back.